Meet again, Hot Lips from the show MASH. We're glad to have the chance to talk to you again, Loretta Swit.
Thank you.
I'll never forget that first year, what happened to my poor partner.
I wish you would forget it.
We can't. We've got it on film and we play it every so often. What happened? You said before, it was just at the end of the day where you've been shooting and talking all day long, you just decided to have some fun with the fellow. He stood up under it very well.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad he weathered the storm.
Listen, I've been seeing a lot of exposure of you on TV and other roles, not
I hardly know you.
Timing there.
You should be on MASH with the way you talk. Singing and carrying on, lots of carrying on.
You like that?
Oh, yes, I do. As a matter of fact, while I'm here, I'm going to check out some rooms. That sounds terrific, Loretta. You know, the Venetian room downstairs, for example, because I have an act now, and I'm going to start running around and doing it. That doesn't sound good either.
Tell us more about the act you put together.
Really, well, it's lots of singing and fun. And
what kind of songs?
I am a singer. I did musical comedy, but most people don't know that about me. Funny thing, when you do a television series, they think that you were born the day before you started shooting. Oh, boom, you know. There's no such thing. You've been starving for years before that doing other things, you know.
Would you like, or how much longer would you like to stay with the show, MASH?
Oh, it's such a hypothetical question. I really can't say. I think the quality of the show is superb, and if we maintain that quality, or if it continues to improve, which I feel it has, I feel we've all grown in 3 seasons, there'd be no earthly reason for me to leave it.
You will still have an opportunity to develop and do
other things anyway. When I finish shooting MASH this season, I'm going to take over for Ellen Burstyn in same time next year, which is a delicious play, and it's you know, dream part to work on. I aged 25 years during the course of the play.
You look slimmer than before.
Well, it's because I do yoga now for an hour and a half every day.
That really pays off.
I do crazy things like lotuses and locusts and cobras, and you know, it's great. It's wonderful.
You have many facets to your personality. You can turn and be very serious, and then the next mood. I've seen you do that in interviews with Milton. Is that?
Well, it depends, I think, on the question. I mean, I basically like to have a lot of fun, and I like not to take myself too seriously, because I think that gets into problems. I think people who take themselves too seriously don't have any fun. But I think that I don't take myself so lightly that I don't also do my work, and I am a professional. That's kind of a new thing with me. I spent most of my earlier years being very heavy, very, you know, and I was closely in touch with the tragedian in me. And perhaps MASH has brought out all the fun, I don't know, but I enjoy my life much more the past 4 years than I ever have.
What's your lifestyle like?
Very simple. I love to cook. I consider myself a gourmet cook. I love to paint. I work in watercolors. I needlepoint and I design my own pillows. I raise dogs. I am learning French. I speak Spanish. I have a house that I'm decorating, and I just bought a new car.
Why can't everybody be that creative? I wish I had that much talent to do
But
so
everybody
many
does.
things.
You know what? Yes, you really need, what you need is the time. You really need the time. I don't paint now as often as I would like to. Something's always suffering, you know. I'm 2 books behind in my reading, or, you know. And
you have an interest in history, I understand. You read a lot of historical...
I find that when given the choice, I will zero in on historical novels, and I'm a great fan of Herman Wouk, who happens to, you know, write within that period of time, and Leon Uris, and but I will read anything. I'll pick up a can of peas and read the label. You know, I mean, I love to read.
What is it about people that attract you, make lasting friendships with?
A sense of humor, I would say, is the common denominator with all of my friends. They have a sense of fun about them. They're able to see that life can be very amusing, can be very funny. And with that ability, I think it lends itself to being positive as opposed to negative.
Are most of your friends from the business of show business?
Yes, but only because I meet people mostly within my profession.
Loretta, are you really looked upon as the star in the family? the rest of your family?
Yes.
Where's home originally for you?
I was born in a town called Passaic, which is in North Jersey, New Jersey. And I grew up in the New Jersey metropolitan area. I was in New York a great deal, and then when I left my home to become an actress, I lived in New York for a while and worked out of New York.
Would you say that stardom, publicity, celebrity stature has changed you?
Yes, I think it has. It has to. And it changes, unfortunately in some cases, it changes people around you. They begin to forget that you're still a person, and they begin to behave differently around you. All the while they are thinking, my, she's changed, which isn't what's happening. They have changed in the way they're now relating. I find most of the difficulty in people who knew me when, let's say a high school friend or something, and they have trouble making the adjustment.
And there's really nothing you can do on your part
to because find that other
relationship.
Right. You can't try for a relationship. You either have one or you don't. But I find people become a little odd sometimes, and because in our country, you see, we're the only royalty, you know, and it's a little out of perspective. And there's also something very weird about what we do, you know.
Some in our audience has started about the sunglasses, and I was asking you, do you like to be recognized, or sometimes it's a little tiring?
Sometimes it's an advantage, it's true, and sometimes, like for example, I'm doing my house, and if a workman comes in and sees who I am, I'm likely to get ripped off, and the price goes up triple with all those kids in television. They make money.
Sure.
You know, but sometimes it's great fun, and I bought this $30 disguise. It's a pair of Dior glasses, and it covers my face about that much, right? Now you can see nothing. No one will ever know me. And I walk into a store, covered up that way, and this sweet little lady behind the counter said, I know that mouth. I know that. Take off those glasses. I said, oh, okay, you know, I knew it. Henry, you know, she yelled to her husband, everybody goes running out. Look who's here.
You took them off very quickly.
I did. She scared me. Take off those glasses. I know that mouth.
What is the success? You touched on it a little bit earlier in the interview about the long success of MASH, and it's because you say of the
why
charisma between
I think the chemistry of the ensemble playing, yes, has been excellent. I think the scripts, the quality of the scripts has improved. You know, it's superb, and it just keeps improving. I think the fact that we are real people, which is a way of being, as opposed to being a character or a caricature. I think that the people have gotten, our audiences have gotten involved with us because we are people, and the situations are believable and palatable because we're not a bunch of actors saying jokes. We're behaving in a way that they can relate to, they can honestly understand. And I had a delicious thing last season, for example, where I had a really rough day. I was prepping somebody for surgery, and he was booby-trapped. I had a hysterical nurse that had a slap, and we're being shelled, and we're running out of supplies. I go to the supply room, a shell hits, I'm trapped. And they had Margaret Houlihan just burst out crying. Well, there aren't that many shows where you can have that kind of behavior, where I'm being funny. I mean, I was funny when I slapped her. She slapped me back, by the way. No, you know, I mean, no respect. But then to just be able to fall apart that way, it's wonderful. It gave you great insight into Margaret. It gave you a feeling for her as a human being. And we all have that, you know, Hawkeye and they're people. So that when Henry Blake was shot down over the Sea of Japan, America was right. How could you do that to our Henry? Yeah, I mean, it went his. So if we could take the energy that they had for that and put it towards peace, we would probably do okay.
Thank you, Loretta Swit. We'll look forward to seeing you again.